So this is probably the weirdest setup I have ever done. Oftentimes when I'm on vacation and I disrupt the pattern, the monotony of life, things come through me, and so I wanted to share a video and speak to women that are feeling insecure, that we often, as women, look to our partners for security, to feel secure. And partly that's true. Partly our partners should give us a sense of security, but we also have to find that in ourselves. And what I find often when women are not feeling secure in their relationship, secure with themselves, is that they don't see the value that is them. So that's the person I want to speak to. I want to speak to the girl, the woman that doesn't often is like looking for security and to feel secure in their relationship outside themselves and don't see the value in themselves. I want to speak to them. Hopefully there's not an echo. I'm to be honest with you, I'm in a bathroom. It's warm in here, so I would do it outside, but it's cold and my kids are screaming and yelling and stuff like that. And you probably can hear them. You can definitely hear them. I want to speak to that. Now, I have to say, I, for a long time, didn't see the value in myself, not just like me individually, but me as a woman. And I think that because feminine energy is the beingness, it's the being energy, like I've done in the previous videos and spoke to this fact that it's often it's harder to see. It's harder to see the beingness of feminine energy and the value in it. But there is huge power and value in it. And I want to speak to it in a way that how the beingness, how feminine energy is the beingness to your masculine energy counterpart, your partner, your husband, or whoever it is, right? In a relationship, there's often masculine energy and feminine energy, and that's creation. You know, the harmony and the rhythm of masculine energy and feminine energy is what creates life. It's what creates anything, really. The harmony and the balance of masculine energy and feminine energy is what creates the magic in a beautiful, incredible relationship. And we as women often slip into the masculine energy because it's the doing, it's the execution, it's the competition, it's that kind of energy, right? And it's easy to see. And honestly, society kind of cultivates this like doing, proving, earning, and it is what it is. But the value in feminine energy is such a beautiful energy. It's the connection. And so I want to speak to the void of feminine energy that we don't often speak about. When we talk about the yin and the yang, when I first heard about the yin and the yang, I didn't understand it in the feminine energy and the masculine energy and how they work in harmony, and it's that beautiful dance, right? But I automatically assumed, and I don't know about you, but I automatically assumed that when it came to the yin and the yang, the symbol, the black and the white, that the feminine energy would have been the white part, right? Because that's just what we think. It's the light, it's the thing. But feminine energy, when it comes to that symbol, is the black. It's the void. It's the womb. And we are the connection to the divine. And that's what he craves. That's what the masculine energy craves, is that connection, that intuition, that softness, the warmth, the nurturing, and these kind of things. It's what we crave and what is so beautiful and necessary for society. I think that we're losing touch of the value in that. We put so much into what you've achieved, what you earn, and what you got to prove, and you got to do this, and competition, and all this kind of stuff, that's such a beautiful thing. Like, especially when it comes to raising children. But we're speaking about his perspective of us, right? And I think that because we are who we are, we don't see the value in it, but he does. The masculine energy sees it, they feel it. And I think that's where we get very insecure, because we're like, well, I have to have some sort of output, right? Some sort of output. But you are the void in which that creates the womb energy, the void. And if you're not pregnant with life, if you're not pregnant with a life, you are that connection in which that softness that creates. And it's that energy that we just don't see our own value in it. But they do. I mean, when you think about history, and I remember watching Troy, and I'm like, gosh, this woman was it Troy? I think it was Troy. This woman created a whole war of her beingness. Like, think about it. And I think that because of social media, because of a lot of things, we get into this pattern of like competing and proving, and we gotta be the skinniest, we gotta be the most articulate, we gotta have the most degrees and things like that. But that's not what they look to for us. It's that beingness. And I got off tangent a bit, but when it came to the yin and the yang, that symbol and the void, it needs to be filled. We are that connection to the divine. This is what they call about the value in women's intuition. Like, we're that for him. We are that connection to the divine, to God, source, and things like that. Whatever you want to call it. But we're his connection to the beautiful world, God's beauty, these kind of things, that feeling, the emotions, because we're in touch with that. We're tapped in to that. We're tapped into that. And so when we're open, which is feminine energy, is being open and yielding, when we're open to that energy and we let that into us, he in turn, through us, receives that, because we're the void. And so in that void, in that emptiness, and we're open to the energy, to God, to source, to that intuition, we are his connection to that. And that is so valuable. I mean, we talked about beingness and us expressing our beingness through nurturing, which could be cooking, through our beingness and sensuality through the aromas, candles, scents in the home, and keeping a clean house. And that's the expression of our beingness. And you can express it in any kind of way. It doesn't, like laundry and all that kind of stuff ain't my jam, right? Like, I express it in different ways, but it's the beingness. And so you don't have to express yourself in those certain kind of ways. And this is where the individuality comes in, is that how do you express feminine energy, the beingness of a woman? That's the flavors of feminine energy. But we are his connection. And in that expression, he gets to experience that. He experiences the connection, the divine, God through us, which is amazing. And it's such a value. And he looks to you as this amazing thing that we don't see because we are it. And I say this a lot in my videos, is like, you are it. You are it. You are the beingness. You are all of it. You are it. And it's harder to see because we're not out executing, proving, earning. It's not quantifiable, right? But it is felt. It definitely is felt. So I wanted to do a video real quick on that connection that he feels, that connection that he experiences through us. And it's such an amazing thing. So we are the void, and when we're open, we let the light in. And through that, he experiences the light, the divine, that energy through us. He gets energy through us. He gets nourishment through us. Masculine energy gets all of those things through us. And so if you ever feel like you don't see your value, you don't know your value, I'm here to tell you, you're so powerful, and you're so, like, if you truly understand how powerful you truly are and how much value you are to him, you know. And I've talked about, it's easier to see, I like to talk about having children and being the resource, being the food, being the nourishment, being all of these things to a baby, because it's easier to see, but it's also very visible in our partners. The emotional support that we provide through our connection. And this is where mastery of yourself, mastery and controlling feminine energy is so important. When you master that within yourself, he sees that. And often how a man can recognize a feminine energy and its beautifulness, I think I just made up a word, but and its controlledness is by recognizing a clean home, cooking, you know, the expressions of, because that's what he can see. That's what he can see. And so he recognizes, oh, that is a powerful woman right there. Because think about it. If I am, and this is all about, you know, mastery and learning and evolving and growing in our own energy, in our own feminine energy, right? My expression of that gets optimized. I'm optimizing that expression. So in that, he sees how I present myself, you know, how I walk, how I talk, how I keep my environment, how I treat others. All of that is an expression of feminine energy, and that's what he sees. You know, the beingness is different. We express it, but he can see the expression, and so that's how he can tell. That's how he recognizes feminine energy. And this is where confidence comes in, right? Confidence. And when you walk and talk a certain way, that's that confidence, and that's what they're picking up on, and that's what they want a part of. But you need to recognize the value in you and see that how amazing and incredible you are, and cultivate that, master that, and bask in that and like control it, and just like really own it. Okay, so I wanted to do a video on that and actually talk about the beingness and the value and you being secure in your own feminine energy. Yes, partly I feel like my partner should make me feel secure in my relationship, but without that, I'm pretty secure in me and who I am and my feminine energy and my beingness. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to talk a little bit about feeling secure, seeing the value that you are. We often can see it in other women. I know oftentimes I'm like, wow, that's an amazing woman. And we look at these other women like, wow, but we don't see it in ourselves. And we don't really know why we feel like she's such an amazing woman, right? Like we're just, oh, like this is all subconscious, right? Even men, they don't really realize like why they are so attracted to this woman. You know, it's that void energy. It's the void. Because think about it. When you're the womb, the void, that you can feel that up. That's attraction. I'm bringing things in. I'm open. Okay? So I'm going to get back out there, but I wanted to share that. I know this is like not the best little setup, but you know, I'm on vacation. We'll make it do what it do. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will check you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.